This video will cover how to adjust and calibrate the modulating iVQ-CLWN. This actuator can be powered by 24 volts AC or DC, 120 volts, and 220 volts AC. It can be controlled by a 4 to 20 milliamp or 1 to 5 or 2 to 10 volt DC signal. The position signal can be set to output a 4 to 20 milliamps or 2 to 10 volt DC signal. For demonstration, this video features a 24 volt DC iVQ-CLWN controlled by a 4 to 20 milliamp signal with the output set to 2 to 10 volt DC. Once all installation requirements have been met, to begin adjusting and calibrating, remove the top cover of the actuator. An important reminder is to never operate the manual override to the iVQ-C while power is being supplied to the actuator, or operate the actuator while there is something mounted on the override. This may lead to damaging the gear train as the motor and override are connected. When the top cover is removed, identify the contact block, dip switches, and limit switches. The first step would be setting up the dip switches to meet your application. You may use the dip switch chart included in the appropriate adjustment and calibration manual. The second step will be to adjust the limit switches. Ensuring the actuator is not being powered, use the manual override to cycle the actuator to the desired fully clockwise position. After the position has been set, use an Allen key to loosen the set screw on the cam, which is second from the bottom, and rotate the cam counterclockwise so it is clear of the switch. Rotate it back until a click is heard and tighten the set screw so that the cam sits exactly where the click was heard. The fully clockwise position is now set. Using the override once again, cycle the actuator to the fully counterclockwise position. Loosen the set screw on the bottommost cam and rotate the cam clockwise until it is clear of the switch. Rotate it back until a click is heard and tighten the cam set screw at the exact position where the click was heard. The fully counterclockwise position is now set. To test the actuator after adjusting, begin with cycling the actuator with the override to ensure that nothing is blocking the rotation of the actuator. Afterwards, refer to the appropriate wiring diagram and properly connect a power input, a modulating signal, and a tool to measure the output signal. Cycle the actuator from close to open remotely. Check the continuity of the two extra auxiliary switches, making reference back to the wiring diagram. Cycle the actuator back from open to close and check continuity once again. If the two extra auxiliary switches need to be adjusted, the process is identical to the limit switches we set earlier. If everything works as it should, you are now done adjusting and calibrating the actuator. For slight modifications such as changing the deadband setting or adjusting the output position signal, use the appropriate adjustment and calibration manual as your guide. Here's a demonstration of how the actuator is supposed to function after everything has been set up. A 4 milliamp input will fully close the valve. 8 milliamps will turn it a quarter of 90 degrees. 12 milliamps will open the valve halfway. 16 milliamps will position it 3/4 open. And 20 milliamps will completely open the valve. For more information or help, please visit our website iVact.com or contact us directly.